Well, we're still in Cocke County, right in the heart of the Smokies and in the Cherokee National Forest. Let's see what cemetery that we're going to be at today. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Appalachian Cemetery Hunting. We're still in the foothills of the Smokies, and today's cemetery is the Ezekiel Fox Family Cemetery in the Edwina community of Cocke County. Now, we're going to talk about the bell tower that you'll be seeing in the background here a little later. The map shows that the cemetery is located southeast of the town of Newport and very close to the Cherokee National Forest. It's also southwest of Bat Harbor. Now here's a closer view of the bell tower's door with the Fox family name engraved over it. There's 88 people buried here, and the earliest death we could find was 1879. So, going to be an old one. And they could be older ones in here. So let's see what kind of history that we can find today. Make sure that you guys, ancestor hunters, get your pen and pencil ready. Here we go. Myrtle C. Burke, 1890-1962. Minda Luzetta Hale Burnett, 1915-1938. Sherry Barnes Burnett, 1949 to 2023. That's a newer grave. Edith Aletha Runyon Kate, 1906 to 1981, with her husband, John Gibson Kate, 1903 to 1930. Then there is their son, T.J. Kate, 1924 to 1925, and unfortunately he was only a year old. We have Ephraim B. Kate, 1846 to 1924. He served in the Confederate Army during the Civil War. But we don't know anything about the regiment he served under, so. And here we got James H. Kate, and it's 1901 to 1927. You'll notice that on his headstone it looks like a tree. And that means that James was a member of the Woodmen of the World organization. And I know many of you who like to go to cemeteries, I know as weird as it sounds, but I love it, and I see these all the time. So, yeah, he was a member of the Woodsmen of the World. Now, we have, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pronounce this, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Laura Sale, Freshour Kate. That is a hard first name. Laura Sale, 1909 to 1926. We have Robert H. Kate. We don't have a birth date, but he passed in 1939, and he's buried beside his brother, Victor E. Kate. Don't have a birth date for him either, but we know he died in 1938. And we found out that they were infants, so we're thinking they was probably twins. Now we have Sean Gibson Kate. He was born and he died in 1973. He lived over just a day. Nancy E. McMahon, why do I always stumble on that name? McMahon, got it. McMahon Kate Bird. They called her Nellie, 1877 to 1960. Y'all ever stumble over words that you just, you see them plain as day and you know what they say, but you just can't get it out? Okay, McMahon. Okay. Anyway, we got Belle Hale Clevenger, 1881 to 1960, with her husband, William Carson Clevenger, 1878 to 1924. And we did find a picture of Belle. And there she is. We have their infant child who was born and died July the 8th of 1914. And then we get to Ezekiel Fox, the guy the cemetery is named for, 1838 to 1916. and we believe he fought in the Civil War in the Confederate Army. Now look at this. This door, it looks like it's for a family crypt, but it's not. It's actually the door to the bell tower that stands in the cemetery. The Fox family seemed to be buried around the tower. We found out that there actually are bells in that tower, and people could hear them for miles around. To us, it looks like something you'd see in Europe. And, there's a Fox cemetery that we done, a couple of years ago maybe. I wonder if these people are related that was in Sevierville. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. We got, next to Ezekiel, we have his wife, Nancy Netherton Fox, 1844 to 1905. And their son, George Russell Fox, 1871 to 1948. Nicholas Brown Fox, 1855 to 1924. And now we have his wife, Sydney Emmeline Reese Fox, 1862 to 1937. And this is a great picture of them. Look at that one. That's cool. We have Orpha Fox, 1895 to 1896, only a year old. Lanford Bird Gray, 1901 to 1934. Carl Edward Hale, 1911 to 1975. Carl served as a private first class in the U.S. Army during World War II. And now we have Charles Aubrey Hale, 1917 to 1989, and he served as a private in the U.S. Army. Clifford R. Hale, 1899 to 1962. Emma Gorell Hale, 1871 to 1946, and her husband, Robert Vance Hale, 1868 to 1942. We have their infant daughter, or we have an infant daughter. Don't know if it's theirs, but it's of the Hale family, and she was born and she died June the 28th of 1941. Next is James B. Hale, 1868 to 1948. Beside him is his wife Selma A. Netherton Hale, 1883 to 1958. John Stephen Ballou Hale, 1883 to 1949, with his wife Ollie G. Large Hale, 1888 to 1983. John W. Hale, 1840 to 1912. His wife, Mary E. Ballou Hale, 1843 to 1915. And we do know that she was born in North Carolina. Now we have Lorani. I called her Lou, thank goodness. Odell Hale, 1894 to 1919. Wallace Charles Hale, they called him Poss, 1903 to 1973. And Wilma Jewel Polly Hale, 1922 to 1927, only 5 years old. Edna Hartzell, 1903 to 1920. Caroline Lawson, 1871 to 1919. Mary J. Lingenfelter Lloyd, they called her Molly, 1857 to 1935. Andrew H. Andy Mantooth. Mantooth. I wonder where that derived from. Would that be an Indian name? Cherokee? I don't know. And we have his son, Kenneth Mantooth. Okay, guys, tell me where that derived from. 1915 to 1992, and his wife, Ruth Odell Mantooth. She was born in 1928, but we don't have a death date for her. And we have a couple more here. Lawson Mantooth, 1880 to 1961. And Vera Mantooth, she was born September of 1941, and she passed the following February. Harriet Hightower Neely, 1855 to 1937. Her husband, Robert Burton Negley, 1832 to 1911, and he was born in Hendersonville, North Carolina. Robert did serve in the Confederate Army during the Civil War. We have Cora L. Netherton. She was born in June of 1879 and passed away only 1 month later. Darius Netherton, 1881 to 1939, and his wife Nell, or Nellie Netherton. She was born in 1890, but we don't have a death date for her. Moving on, we have George Netherton, 1859 to 1933, with his wife Susanna Caroline Justice Netherton. They called her Sue, 1855 to 1944. And James Netherton, 1810 to 1889. That's old. That's an old one. This picture shows the bottom half of his headstone. And then this is the other part of the stone. See there? We have his wife. Whew, these guys are challenging me on these names today. Lorana. Oh my goodness. They called her Lou, thank goodness. Thomas Netherton, 1816 to 1898. Millard Netherton, 1880 to 1916. And this is just the upper half of his headstone. But we do have his father, Millard Fillmore Netherton, 1856 to 1881. Another old one. We have some from the Odell family, but we don't have a first name, and we have no dates. Luvica Netherton Odell, 1850 to 1922. Ruby Fife, 1930 to 1945. Whoa, I tell you, they are challenging me on these names today. Elizabeth Phipps Reese, 1838 to 1928. And we don't often see a round headstone. Those are few and far between from the ones I've been to. J.B. Runyon. He was born and he died in January of 1920. He only lived 18 days. And his father, William Howard Runyon, 1891 to 1970. And next is his mother, Winnie S. Wood Runyon, 1892 to 1972. John McDonald Runyon, 1855 to 1936. John's wife, Mary Delaney Wood Runyon, and they called her Laney, 1852 to 1921. Mary Lou Runyon, she was born and she died on November the 9th of 1913. Then we have her sister, Mildred M. Runyon, 1921 to 1942. Nancy Ann Runyon, 1878 to 1912. Susanna L. Fox West, they called her Susie, 1877 to 1950. George R. Woody, 1864 to 1943, and his wife, Mary Emmeline Reese Woody, 1858 to 1949. There's 15 people in this cemetery that don't have pictures of their graves, but we don't know their names. It's James Henry Baker. He was born on May 14th of 1947 and passed away 4 days later. Carson Cannon Clevenger, 1846 to 1881. Linda Stewart Cody, 1956 to 2021. That's a new one. Bertie Holder Fox, 1880 to 1909. Nancy J. Fox, 1904 to 1921. Paul Fox, he was born on October the 5th of 1900 and died 22 days later. Milton Gibbs, 1854 to 1888. Danny Allen Hale, 1919 to 2009. Joseph Martin Hale, 1870 to 1941. Trula Lee Hale, she was born on December of the 12th of 1911, and she died on that same day. Elizabeth Fox Justice, 1835 to 1918. Christopher Columbus Mantooth, 1886 to 1957. Joanne Norwood, December the 31st of 1945, and she passed away only 8 days later. We have her brother Larry Norwood, and he was born and he died May the 24th of 1949. And the last person in this cemetery that we could find is Iris Dennett, 1869 to 1947. Now, I know there's not a lot of pictures in this one, as far as the family. I like to see people's faces when I look at these cemeteries, and sometimes you have a lot of pictures, sometimes you don't. But hey, if you're ancestor hunting or just curious about the history, what better place to go? So we're going to wrap this one up, and hopefully, if the Lord's willing, we will still be in Cocke County next week again, trying to find another old cemetery with some history for you guys. Thank you guys. Hello, let me just stop right here. Hello, all new subscribers. Big shout out to all of those. Thank you for subscribing. And please hit the notification bell. I know some of these can be boring, but if you're interested in history of your area or East Tennessee, hey, let's just see what we got. There's a lot of history out there. So, hey, we'll see y'all next week in a new video. God bless. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.